Are you ready? Yeah! Cool! Are you ready? Awesome! Yeah! Ouch!
Alright guys, and welcome to C23 Game On. You all know iSamit, and he's just fallen off. Hello.
Hi guys.
Now, we started work on the actual build of this massive kind of like palace that we're going to be working on. Now, when we started the work, we thought we needed to kind of put a scary aspect to it. You know, just something when you come and you go like, oh, something's a bit more dangerous about this area. So what we planned to do when we did this just a minute ago, we're actually going to come like cut out this little miniature moat thing, and we need to kind of like fill this with lava, give it kind of like a spooky feel to it, like something's not right, because that's the whole point. When you reach this point of the game, it's not supposed to be right, it's supposed to be kind of spooky and shit, and so we're just going to probably like sort it out. So you ready to do that? You ready to do that?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. Alright, now what I thought is that when we fill this up with lava, we have a few tubes like coming out here, also kind of like pouring it out, making it a bit more spooky and stuff. We need to go kind of like down for that, but we'll just fill it with lava first. So, have you got any buckets of lava?
Yeah. Yeah, I got
one. You got one ready. You got one ready. Okay. We'll have to do this quite quickly though, because I want it to try and fill up without any like issue. So if you do every other block, it should be alright. Just if you work from that side, working inwards, and I work from this side.
So just go this block, that, and every other block.
Yeah, and I start from the other side. Okay? Alright, let's go. Good. Oh, there we go. This is already... I'm worried about this connection now, to be honest, but... oh, screw it. I'm just gonna go for it. Just hit every other block. Hit every block. I don't care. Every block. We want to get rid of all this snow.
Okay.
Not every other block, just hit every block. I'm not bothered by that. So much lava. So much destruction. You're going to get some lag while we're doing this. Most likely are.
Yeah, I already am.
Right. Lava is a bitch to fill in, and it's a pain in the arse. Oh, I'm already on that bit. Okay, just filling it up. That's what we want. Get it sorted. Now, you don't actually have to dig that far down to give it like a doomsday effect, I don't think. You just have to go like, I thought I'd just do it like 15 blocks down for this one, and it gives it a bit more depth to the actual palace itself.
Look at the snow.
I know, so much.
The snow back here is okay, there's a block of snow.
Yeah.
In between all this lava that's not breaking.
Really? Well, it's probably
Yeah.
broken for me, but probably not broken for you. But I'll take a look in a minute, and we'll get it all sorted. Let's just get this like last bit sorted out. So it's slowly filling in now for me, and we'll get that all done. Oh, for God's sake! I wish it had I wish it kind of was as fluid as water, you know, just so smooth and pretty easy to do. This stuff is slow and it lags out, and it's a bit of a bitch to do.
Makes it look really awesome.
Yeah, you want it to look awesome. I haven't done something like this for an entrance for quite a while, but I want to have it to have a spooky effect to it. So if we just oh, I think I see your side now. So nearly there. Nearly there. And one more row. Oh god. So much to I don't trust lava usually, I don't like it, it's mean. Some potent stuff, this. Well, no, it was just... Do you remember when we were building the underground sea, and
Yeah.
the amount of times I died from fall damage or from a block of lava being hidden behind the wall, and I placed dynamite there and it set me off, and that's Bradley gone and all his bloody inventory. And in survival mode, that was a mean thing to do, and it took me forever to dig that place out. And, you know, it's a mean stuff, dude. It's really scary. I don't like it.
You have the garage.
I have a garage against it, yeah. that kind of like flow effect when you know it's not actually done it.
Yeah. That could be a little lag.
Yeah, I think it is just lag, but oh, I think what most of it done. I think there's just one or two parts. There's one there, there's one there, one there. Luckily, it isn't that hard to sort this stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, basically just spam the trigger.
Yeah, spam it,
Get it down to that.
spam it, get it all sorted out. Oh, but yeah, this is the beginning of the end, really. The final big build on this map before we start setting out for testing and stuff. Hopefully, when it's all tested and sorted, and you worked out the little, you ironed out the kinks, we can actually have quite a good little playthrough. And oh my god, the last bit that I haven't done here, look, it's my end that plays up, and I'm the freaking host. That's been fucking me, doesn't it? Bloody hell. Right, here we are. Okay, spamming it, spamming it, spamming it. Hey, that looks alright. Alright, now, next step would be to create a few lava portals, or kind of like, do you know like drains? I was thinking something like this.
Yeah.
So if we have like a few drains like protruding out the wall.
How was your...
What are you saying? A coincidence! Actually, I'd do it 2 by 2. Oh no, that's alright, it's okay, I've got to dig that out anyway. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now hopefully there's not water behind this. There's water!
Yeah. Oh shit! It's
Oh no, 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 no!
Oh my god, look at all that.
Don't worry, don't worry.
No, what are you doing?
No, don't worry. Alright guys, so we're just going to speed this up by about 2,000 now, because we worked on this for quite a while after we made the introduction, and so because we obviously knew that this was actually going to be quite a lengthy build, we thought we'd just like speed it up and have some fun with it. Now at the moment, as you can see, we're actually just building the kind of like the drainage systems which are actually going to dispense all the lava, because it was more just for an effect. And then what we wanted to do was we actually wanted to build some pillars. Now these wouldn't be the pillars that actually would come up out of the building and support something. These will be ones that actually come out of the lava and then support the building itself, because it would kind of like, we don't want it we wanted a few of these protruding out of the lava, just makes it look a bit more cooler. So as you can see now, I'm actually just trying to line them up and trying to make them the same height, and they'd actually come up onto the wall, and it'll kind of like give you a bit more of a fear factor. I just like things when they're kind of like stood out and they're in your face, and it's kind of like as soon as you walk through and you see all the lava and you see the front of this building, it's going to go like, whoa, what's going on here? So yeah, me and Sam spent quite a lot of time doing that. Not only that, he was building the rest of the drainage tunnels while I was doing this. We were trying to just kind of like think of what things would look cool in kind of like a deserted, haunted, kind of like palace area. And then once we actually got all that done, we started working on the kind of like the towers and everything else. And so as you can see, we're building now, around about now. This is extremely fast footage. But yeah, as I said, this was sped up about 2,000 times. So we're getting to work pretty quick. You know, we're getting it done pretty quickly now. I just wish it could be that quick when we're actually making these builds. Now, for height, we actually went quite high with this thing. We thought we'd actually create a massive build. This is going to be a massive mega build, and we've actually gone over, you'll notice this in kind of like the future things, that this was actually supposed to be more than one episode, so we kind of like had to kind of like stick these both together instead of just having two. We thought we'd just put it all in one and put it out there for you. So we've got two of these which are sped up, but what we're going to do is we're going to go back to normal footage now and talk a bit more about it. Alright, see you in a second. Alright guys, Cobra, as you can see, Sam's in the distance. Now you can get a general size of what we're actually trying to aim for here. Now in the last episode we actually built this up because because we wanted to get a gist of what the front would look like and everything else while building this palace. And so what we did was we cut out a large section here for kind of like a pit with outflowing lava from underneath drain pipes. Made it pretty cool. And we wanted to start working on the turrets and just generally getting the front looking nice and funky, to be honest. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a speed build. We're going to continue doing this, and I'm actually going to speed up this video in a minute. Me and Sam kind of like putting this all together. And what we're going to be working on from then, we're going to be working on the general designs of the front of this place. Like of course we got to build the other turret here, because what we want to do is we want to have the roof lower so we can actually add more builders in, because some bits of this are going to have like a skylight, so you can have hollowed out bits within this and you can look up and you can still see the stars. But because this building is going to be so massive, and I'm just going to give you a general gist about how big this place is going to be quickly. It's going to be obviously from there to here, and this is for the final palace in this map. And then we're going to start building from the inside out, so we're going to start designing all the rooms and stuff. But for today, we're just going to be working on the, obviously we worked the kind of like front part out, we're going to be working on the designs and the roof plans and everything else. So yeah, we're going to be looking forward to that. Anyway, are you ready, Sam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get started. Alright guys, and we're back again. Yes, I've sped up another 2,000 times. Now what we're doing here is we're actually just going to be building up the roof and the other turrets, as you probably just heard me say. But what we really wanted to do is trying to get a little bit more of a doomsday feel when we were doing this build. And the reason why is because there is going to be a wall protecting the actual palace itself. So what we wanted to do was, for the bit in between the wall and the palace starting, we wanted to have it just in your face and make it kind of look a bit more doomsday. So as soon as you walk through the entrance from the protected wall, you're going to be just opening up with this kind of like massive kind of like entrance with an opening, with a kind of like on-looking balcony just above you, as if something could be poured over you and you're kind of like go, ah, you know what I mean? So yeah, we wanted to get a bit more spooky feel into this, and so even though you could barely see the front of the building from the city behind you, you'd still look at this protruding roof, and so you generally know this massive building is just there. And this is going to go all the way back, guys. As I've said before, this palace is going to go all the way back to the rest of the map. It's going to be the size of one of these parts, one of the parts of these cities. So it's not a small build. And what we want to do in this is actually have it an open plan, kind of like palace. So there's going to be bits where the roof's going to be completely open, kind of like skylight, so that you're going to actually be able to look up, see the sky, but you're not going to know which part you're in, because this is going to be a huge palace. You'll probably get lost in it, to be honest, but you know, we're going to try and make it as easy to navigate around as you possibly can, because obviously in this part of the game, because it's actually the end game scenario, you're going to be spending a lot of time in this, and because of the general size of it, you're going to be having to find your way around and navigate a lot of the quests, and a lot of the quests are actually going to be within the actual palace itself, because you're not going to be wanting to travel outside there and going back into certain parts of this, especially if it's this massive. So the quests are going to be all in this building at this point in the game, until you come to the end boss fight, and you know, it's pretty much doomsday scenario from there on out. And you're going to have to kind of like survive for your life, and it's going to be quite hard within this part of the game, as I've probably told you in previous episodes I've done. But what we want to do with this, because it's going to be such a massive build, we're going to need to build the rooms first, and then build from the inside out. Because obviously you can't just build a massive square around it and then kind of like go, oh, I'm going to just build it as I go along, sort of thing. Because this isn't a city. This is actually going to be something that's going to be closed up and connected intricately. So we're going to need to actually have all the rooms pre-planned out, and we're going to be doing that now. So it's going to look like kind of a maze when we actually finish the rooms inside the building and connect them up, and just so we know what we're actually going to be doing. Now that's what we're doing at the moment. As you can see, we're actually laying down the floors to the main foyer, or just the main welcoming room, as it were. Now that actually leads on to another episode which I did. But what I did was I wanted to do kind of like, I wanted you to actually see it being built up. So I had to go on to offline mode when I did this, and I had to actually go and record from a split cam, so my recorder could pick it up. So I had to go and get another profile in and have myself just building it, and then I did a profile to record it. Anyway guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go on to that now, and we're going to be checking out how it's actually building up. Alright, let's go and do it. Alright guys, Brad here. Now as you can see, we're actually on a split screen now, and what I had to do was, this was actually going to be the third episode, but as we stuck this all together, I wanted to get a bit more up and close with the build, so you don't have to actually see me just running around building things really fast. So what I did was I did a split screen, so I'll be doing the building, and I've got another profile, and I was using that profile to actually kind of like have a kind of like certain camera angle while I was obviously doing all this build work. Now you probably hear all these little animals dying, and I was cracking myself up just by hearing all these little squeaks, just to show the amount of animals actually killed just while I was actually just building this up, because they kept on getting in my way and they're getting really irritating. But as you can see now, we're getting the floor laid out, and if you look at the bottom screen, which is the one that's kind of like the standing point for all this, so you can actually see what's going on. I just love it how it's actually doing that. You can actually just see it all building up really quickly and really fast. I actually wish we could actually do it this fast, and that's, because if that was the case, then we'd be done already making this map and be on to the next one. Because this has taken a long time. It's been, what was it, 9 months, 10 months, something like that. It's been a huge build, and this is actually the beginning of the end if you think about it, because this is the last part of the city. So once that's done, it's just like testing and stuff, and obviously then we put it out there for you guys. But yeah, this is going to be the main one I'm working on at the moment. It's actually the main welcoming room to this part of the build. Well, not really welcoming, obviously, because we're going to have a lot of mobs and everything else, and boss fights. But it's going to be like the main part where you actually kind of like find out what your quests are, what's going on, where to go to, and obviously this place is going to be very hard to navigate. Well, I'm going to try and make it not so hard to navigate, but it's going to have a storyline which will make you go through the entire building, and you'll eventually be able to get out and carry on with the last boss fight. But yeah, this is the last part in the game. It's going to be quite hard for you to actually go around, and yeah, it's not going to be as easy because you're going to have limited supplies for one. Your weaponry might decrease unless you saved up enough armor throughout the entire game, which is the whole point of this. You actually have to save some bits and bobs or create your own, and make sure you're fully stocked up for these fights. Now, what I'm doing at the moment, as you can see, I'm just building up the walls, because what we're going to do now is we're going to go from an outside perspective into an inside, because once I built this up, we're going to go inside, and you're going to actually see me build the interiors. Now, this is just what I do in my builds is I generally build just like a kind of like stage 1 version of it, and then I kind of like upgrade it as I go along, as I've done with this game for like forever. When I needed to upgrade it and make it look a bit more fancy, I go back and upgrade it. But for the meantime, I'm just going to be showing you the kind of like the Generation 1 version of the general idea of what it's going to look like, because then you build up an idea, don't you? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to the second bit. As you can see, I'm just filling the wall, and we're going to be checking it out from the inside and showing us what we're going to be building on the inside, getting a good feel. Alright guys, now we're actually in the main structure, which you saw me do in the last video. Now, what I wanted to do with this is, when I was creating this, I wanted to kind of like give it a massive grand look, but still give it that element of spookiness, because obviously within this part of the game, you're going to be expecting everything to go wrong. Obviously, because it's the last part of the game and things are going to get harder, tougher, you name it. Now, the main part of this isn't going to be so hard as it is to kill you straight away. We're not going to just go, here you go, you got the entrance now, everything's going to murder you. because obviously you're going to want to get your foot on the floor and just kind of like know what's going to happen. So this is going to be kind of like the main welcoming area to this part of the map. And obviously I wanted to leave it really spooky, so I thought I'd go more of the cathedral look. So you kind of got your pillars, as you can see I'm building them now, with kind of like interjoining beams, just kind of like make it really grand, and you can tell the size of it just by how small I am on the bottom screen. Now, what I wanted to do with this, I wanted to actually have it so that you'd have all the doors leading to all different parts of the castle itself. Now, you're not going to get all access straight away. No, because obviously you have to follow the storyline. We're going to kind of like leave it so that you can actually, you know, certain doors can only be accessed certain times, and you can carry on with your quests and stuff. But there's still going to be lots to explore without that, because obviously we're going to have sub-quests and everything else within this part of the map. Obviously, because this castle, this palace is just so extensive. You know, it's covering a good portion of the map, so we're not going to actually put in any of the quests outside of it. It's all going to be within the restrictions of the palace itself, within the walls of the palace. And so what's going to happen is it's going to be kind of, I'm going to leave it kind of like as more of an open world sort of scenario, where you're going to be told to go somewhere and you're going to have to find out how to get there. And it's not going to be easy, because obviously we're going to have mobs spawning on the way, and you know, there's going to be a few boss fights within this part of the map, because it's just so extensive. You can do that. Now obviously we're going to be building this palace from the inside out, so we're going to actually have to look at the quests and storyline, and then correspond it to the way in which you're supposed to go, and then interjoin it all together, because as you know, it's kind of like from the bottom flatlands all the way up to the top of the sky, this thing. So there's going to be multiple levels on which you can explore in this, and lots of different scenarios which you can actually take within this kind of like map. And it's just going to be a big job, because I've never built a palace to this size before, especially not in this not Minecraft Xbox. You know, PC's a lot easier, but Minecraft Xbox is going to be quite a big job to do. The one thing I did have to figure out when building a hall like this is you actually have to have the right lighting, because obviously you don't want, being the main welcoming area, you don't want them to spawn straight away, even though you want to maintain an element of spookiness. So as you can see, I'm just fiddling around with all the lights, trying to get it just right, and having them all in the pillars and stuff, so they don't actually spawn in the immediate area. Yeah, kind of like gives you a kind of like a doom and gloom thing scenario there. But you know, it came along just right. You know, obviously this is not going to be the kind of like finished product of the actual hall itself, but it's going to be like stage one, so it'll probably turn out completely different from what you'd expect, but it's just a simple kind of like update to it, or a show and tell. But anyway guys, I hope you like this video and how it's come along. We've certainly enjoyed it, and we're going to be doing another kind of like a quick build, I will, but it's going to be obviously more like this rather than the first two parts of this movie. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to showing you more updates on Cobra Castle as come along. Anyway guys, take care.